thought maybe while we're up, I'll interrupt my own speech by you might show them a little bit about the product that you're going to be doing in Kentucky, Tim.
Absolutely. Do you mind if I step over
Yes,
here?
please.
This box was made in the U.S., in California. And this glass comes off the Corning line. It's engraved for President Trump. It's a unique unit of one. It was designed by a U.S. Marine Corps corporal, a former one, that works at Apple now.
That's good. He's done well.
Designed it for you. And the base comes from Utah and is 24 karat gold. And it sits, I'll take the liberty of setting it up.
Wow.
Well, let's see. There we go. Congratulations,
Thank you
Mr.
very much.
President.
It's
Thank you
fantastic.
so much.
The great people of Kentucky. You're going to find it a great place to do business, too. It's fantastic. Isn't that nice? We're doing these things now in the United States instead of other countries, faraway countries. This is a significant step toward the ultimate goal of ensuring that iPhones sold in the United States of America also are made in America. With the mass infusion of capital it's announcing today, Apple will also build a 250,000 square foot server manufacturing facility in Houston and invest billions of dollars to construct data centers across the country from North Carolina to Iowa to Oregon. That's big stuff. Apple will also open state-of-the-art manufacturing economy. It's going to be a manufacturing academy in Detroit, and that's a great place to do. Well, you know, big things are happening in Michigan and Detroit. They're coming in because of what we've done with the, I call it the Great Big Beautiful Bill. I added one word, great.
Yo, so what you guys are basically witnessing right here is Apple recently did a blowout quarter. They had a blowout quarter where I believe that they made, I don't remember, it was some crazy number, $94 billion in revenue or something like that, right? And full disclosure, I am an investor. I do teach it inside a stock club. Apple is one of my favorite companies to stay invested in, and it has returned significant value amongst other companies. But the point is that they also announced that they had over $1 billion in tariffs over the last quarter, but Trump has been pushing them to invest in the United States of America. And as you can see, they just announced an additional $100 billion that they're going to invest in Kentucky, which also includes the $600 billion total that they're investing in the U.S. And that's incredible because you've never seen a president highlight the importance of continuing to invest in the United States of America. And the interesting thing about it is that even though Trump is the architect of the big, beautiful bill and it's coming under his direction, and he's continuing to push companies to invest in the United States of America, it'll be the next presidents that really benefit from the manufacturing jobs, from the high-tech jobs, from the server jobs. I'm glad to see that they're continuing to invest in Michigan. The big, beautiful bill. And then also, you got to remember that we're not even a year into Trump's presidency. And one of the things about Trump and the things that people are so mad at and why Democrats can't really say anything or do anything is because not only are we taking in additional monies from tariffs, it's expediting the investment inside of the United States of America. Several different manufacturers have already said, listen, we are definitely going to be moving production away from Mexico, moving production away from India, moving production away from China, moving production away from all of these other places, Taiwan, even Canada, because the United States of America is still the best economy to do business in. We are the biggest consumers, which is a bad and a good thing because it allows for us to be able to have leverage against people that are importing and exporting back and forth to the United States of America. And more importantly, we want all of those jobs here in order to try to boost our economy while at the same time saving money by eliminating overweight jobs in the federal government that we don't need on taxpayer dime. I'm going to move over into actual Tim Cook's speaking of it, an announcement of it, so that you can better understand exactly what this looks like.
I want to thank you very much. Tim, would you like to say a few words about your company, please?
Good afternoon, everyone. Mr. President, thank you very much for having me here today. You've been a great advocate for American innovation and manufacturing, and I'm grateful for your leadership and your commitment. That's a commitment we share at Apple because American innovation is central to everything we do. Our products are designed here, we're hiring and growing here, and we support 450,000 jobs with thousands of suppliers and partners in all 50 states. Earlier this year, we made our largest ever spending commitment, $500 billion to the U.S. over the next 4 years. That's already yielding results. Earlier this year, we broke ground on a new factory in Houston to make advanced AI servers. And just last month, the very first test unit rolled off that factory's line, proudly made in America. President Trump shared some kind words about that work, but he also asked us to think about what more we could commit to doing. And Mr. President, we took that challenge very seriously. I'm glad to be here with you today, and I'm very proud to say that today we're committing an additional $100 billion to the United States, bringing our total U.S. investment to $600 billion over the next 4 years. As a part of this, we're launching Apple's American Manufacturing Program. It will spur even more production right here in America for critical components used in Apple products all around the world. And we're thrilled to announce that we've already signed new agreements with 10 companies across America to do just that. First, with today's announcements, I'm proud to say that Apple is leading the creation of an end-to-end silicon supply chain right here in America, from design to equipment to wafer production to fabrication to packaging. In Texas, we're working with manufacturers like Texas Instruments, Global Wafers America, and Applied Materials. We're working with Amcor in Arizona and Broadcom and Global Foundries in New York. Thanks to President Trump's vision, and with his help in his first term, we also led the way to bring TSMC to Arizona by committing to be their first and largest customer. Today, they're producing tens of millions of chips for Apple using one of the most advanced process technologies in America today. We're going to keep working with our suppliers to move even more of this incredibly advanced work to America. And this year alone, American manufacturers are on track to make 19 billion chips for Apple in 24 factories across 12 different states. Second, we're committed to buying American-made advanced rare earth magnets developed by MP Materials, which will become part of Apple's devices shipped around the world. MP is the only fully integrated rare earth producer in the United States, and with this partnership, they'll be significantly expanding their flagship facility in Fort Worth, Texas. We're also thrilled to work together on a cutting-edge rare earth recycling line in Mountain Pass, California. And third, in Kentucky, we've worked with our partners at Corning to build the world's largest and most advanced smartphone glass production line. And I'm pleased to announce that very soon, this is for the first time ever, every single new iPhone and every single new Apple Watch sold anywhere in the world will contain cover glass made in Kentucky. In addition to the American Manufacturing Program, we're also significantly growing our investments in AI, including expanding data center capacity in North Carolina, in Nevada, in Iowa, in Arizona, and Oregon. So we're going to keep making investments right here in America. We're going to keep hiring in America. And we're going to keep building technologies at the heart of our products right here in America.
So here's the skinny, and here's a takeaway from these two things, all right, from these investments. The initial $500 million investment, and then, the initial $500 billion investment, and then the additional $100 billion investment. Here's a takeaway from this. Number one, it creates American jobs. So what I would tell people is, when you then go to college or when you're trying to figure out what you want to do for a living, technology continues to be the future. The question that you have to ask yourself is, what version of technology do you want to participate in? Because it's a lot of people that go and get these basket weaving degrees, and that does not serve you because it doesn't actually produce anything or add value into a company that's investing inside of the United States of America. The second thing that I want to say is you'd be amazed what companies can come up with when it comes to producing and advocating for jobs as far as what Trump is required for these companies to do and incentivizing them and or putting pressure on them in order for them to make sure that they're investing inside of the United States of America. I still don't understand why people are mad at that. Why would you be mad that he is continuing to advocate for investing in American jobs and opportunities for your kids and your grandkids and even you? And so we have to be mindful of that. I know that there's a lot of people that hate Trump, but they hate America and they hate themselves as a result of it because all they do is advocate against their own best interests and, more importantly, their family and their future. But we need more jobs. We need to continue to have private investment, even if it comes from publicly traded companies. And more importantly, we need partnerships with people that are actually doing the right thing inside of the United States of America. So I will be covering this more on the Millionaire Morning Show, but this is just a snapshot of what's going on. Some people say he bent the knee. I think that Tim Cook is a great businessman, and it's the reason why he's the CEO of Apple and get paid an enormous amount of money and the equity and the profitability that comes along with running a company. I think that the United States of America is doing a phenomenal job of partnering with companies and countries to incentivize them to do business right here in the United States of America. How can you hate that unless you hate yourself? I love you. I appreciate you. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments.